What's happening, guys? Ari here with Boston Automotive Consulting, and in this video I want to give you my thoughts as to what are some major red flags that you should be looking out for whenever you're trying to buy a new car. If you're logging onto one of my videos for the very first time, I want to encourage you to please consider subscribing, because my videos are all about giving particular vehicle negotiation guides as well as some of these more general negotiation topics that you should know before you buy a new car. So diving right in, guys. Number one, the advertised price, whenever it's substantially lower, like even with all those rebates that they throw in, compared to the other cars that you might be seeing online, this doesn't just mean that they're including all the rebates that are available out there, even if you don't qualify. This usually means that you should not only expect multiple rounds of games to be played about the price, but also some ridiculous interest rates to be thrown out at you. A telltale sign of sort of a shady dealer is when they have a price that's listed that's substantially less than what other dealers are listing their cars for. Number two, when there's no window sticker to be found anywhere. This is especially the case on cars that are on the market that are sort of getting marked up from whatever the manufacturer is suggesting that the price be. This is particularly the case right now with like Kia Tellurides, some Jeeps at the time, the Acura RDX in some places. You gotta be careful that whatever price that you're negotiating down from, or the MSRP of the car that you're looking at, is the actual MSRP and not a price that they've added their own markup to. If there's no window sticker handy, make sure you ask for one, because sometimes really they do take it off during a test drive, but there's always a backup somewhere in the owner's manual or like maybe in the glove box, so definitely ask for it. Number three, if they say we need to run your credit before we can quote you a payment. No, they don't. See, what you can do is you can ask for the payment assuming I'm at the top tier credit. If they insist we need to know what your credit score is, what they're referring to is usually the FICO Auto Score 8. And instead of having them run it and then you question if they're telling the truth or what have you, you can actually purchase the Auto Score 8 up top, and there's a link in the description below. You'll get all three credit scores from all three bureaus, and you'll be able to tell them what your credit score is instead of having them run it with God knows how many banks. Usually a 720 plus will qualify you for the best interest rate or the best money factor on a lease. And speaking of, number four, when the money factor is nowhere to be found. Guys, the money factor on a lease is basically your interest rate. And whenever it's not being disclosed to you when you ask for it, or it's substantially higher than what your research is showing that it should be for that month, you gotta run. Usually when the money factor is marked up to its highest and they're not willing to bring it down, that's a humongous red flag, because this is unnecessary interest that you're paying on top of whatever the dealership is buying the interest rate for from the manufacturer. So if they're not willing to disclose it to you, or better yet, they're not willing to reduce whatever it is, you gotta go. Number five, when there's no precise number being given for your trade. They saw the trade, they said, yeah, we could give you between this much and this much. No, you gotta ask for the exact amount, and here's why. Whenever they're doing this, what they're trying to do is feel out first exactly what you're expecting as the discount on the car that they're trying to sell you. And whenever they give themselves a range, they're trying, if they need to, take off a little bit off of your trade, move it around to the selling price of their car, just to basically make you happy. What I would do is that I would take my car to CarMax, find out what a baseline trade value is, maybe shop it around online to Carvana, Vroom.com, see what the market is saying that your trade-in is worth. If they want to insist on playing this game of your trade is worth between this and this much, then skip it, negotiate your best price, and then bring the trade back in and insist on a value that you would take. Number six, guys, and I know I emphasize this in some of my other videos, dock fees, nitrogen air in their tire fee, window tint fees, all of these unnecessary things. If all of these things combined are coming out to a total above $400, red flag goes right up. Why? Because the average dock fee everywhere, with the exception of just like a few places that are capped by law, is about $400. And anything above 400, then what you want to do is if they're insisting they can't take off the fee, then what you do is anything in excess, or hell, even all of it, subtract that amount, the combined total, from your agreed upon final selling price that they quote you. As in, if they're quoting you a final out the door price of a certain amount, then go back to that line item of the dock fee, nitrogen fee, whatever other fees they're putting in, and make them a final counteroffer back that accounts for the unnecessary fees that they're adding in. So guys, I hope that this video really brought it to your attention some of the quickest and easiest ways to spot these red flags during a car deal negotiation. If you found this information useful and you want to see more of these new car buying and negotiation tip type videos, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.